How you doing, guys? So today's going to be another gaming memories video, but the boys have just mentioned another story. It's not game related, but I don't remember this, but it was funny. So you're going to tell them what it was. So what was it you were saying?
So we used to have a whoopee cushion, as every kid does, because it's fun. And we used to get told to put it behind the TV, otherwise the aerial wouldn't work for your bedroom's TV. Otherwise the TV would turn off. So we just used to leave it behind there. And once we grabbed it out the back and the TV turned off in your room. But I think my mum was just messing with us, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't remember this because he said that I moaned at him because he pulled up. Because basically what it was, we got the aerial ran into the TV in the front room with a splitter that went off into the bedroom. And it was a little bit like finicky. There was a loose connection somewhere. So if you knocked it, it would shut off the TV in the bedroom. And I do remember that much, but I don't remember ever saying to him, the whoopee cushion is holding the aerial in place. He mentioned it to me and I'm like, what? I don't remember that. Like, I don't remember that. And then I said to him, are you sure that's not something your mum said to you? So you stop mucking about with a whoopee cushion. So, yeah, the reason why this got mentioned was because we've been doing like gaming memory videos and stuff. And obviously one of the videos we've done was when they were younger. And I suppose that's why it popped in your head, wasn't it, at the time? And I don't remember it. I mean, I remember them having the whoopee cushion because I think you got it in a stocking filler at Christmas, didn't you? I remember putting it in your stockings. I do remember them constantly sticking it under my seat and things like that. Once they knew what it was, because to start with, you didn't know what it was. I remember having to show you how it worked.
Yeah, you told me to sit on it.
Yeah, that's right. I got you to sit on it. That was right. And then I was like, oh, kind of, I like that, yeah. So, like dads do, you do, didn't you, with your kids? You got to do it. So trick your kid into sitting on a whoopee cushion. It's got to be done, especially when he stares. So,
and then when I sat on it and we popped it in the end.
Yeah, you did pop it. Yeah, I remember that. But I don't remember this story about make sure it's sitting under the aerial. Like, I'm sure that was something your mum did.
Because we lost it for ages and then we found
it. Yeah.
Could have grabbed it and the TV.
See, obviously they remember it better than I do because you could tell by I was giggling. So, but yeah, anyway, right, okay. Right, so I thought we'd add that because they were giggling about it before I started the video, and I thought, why not put it in there actually so you guys could hear it. Right, so, okay. So, getting back on the topic. So, this is a gaming memories. So, obviously you would have seen a video by now where I did a gaming memory when I was at school when I was 7 years of age. So, and it was around about the end of term and we was all allowed to take toys in. And I mentioned in that video that friends of mine brought in the grandstand and the Game & Watch, or say grandstand, it could have been the Tomy one because it was out on both. Game & Watch, etc. And how we was all in awe. And I also mentioned at the end of that video that memory led into another one. Well, this is the one. So, basically what happened was I believe Christmas had passed at this point, which is why I ended up getting what I did on my birthday. So I remember hounding my mum and my older sister. And I was saying to them like, oh, I really want one of them gaming things they've got. And it was, oh, well, you have to wait and see what you get for your birthday and all that. And when I turned 8 years old, opening my presents, and of course I'm full of hope, you know, oh, hopefully I've got something. And I opened it up and I had a pocket game. It was only like this sort of size, you know, they were quite small. It wasn't anything like a Game I'm watching out. It was only like a cheaper version. But that didn't matter to me. It was great. It was in my eyes, the best thing I'd ever seen. It was a little gaming system and I was happy with that. Now, the thing was, it was really hard. So I do remember getting quite frustrated with it to start with because it was one where you had to jump. It was on a space sort of game. It was on a planet, and it was a little like I said to you before, the little LCD screen, you know, with the little black characters, like like when you get the numbers on a watch, Kyle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got the grey screen, and there was a bit of scenery, and then the little character would be the same colour as the digits on a digital watch. Yeah. And you had to jump across onto a rock, and there was an alien moving. If he hit you, you died. And then you had to jump from that, and I think you had to catch something, and then you had to jump back and get it back home. And that's what the game was, getting your points up. And I think you only got like 3 lives, I think, and then that was it. You had to start again. And like I say, it was great, but also incredibly frustrating as well, because it was really hard. So, and like I say, it was only a cheaper version. It wasn't like a Nintendo Game & Watch. It was like a, you know, the sort of thing you'd probably find in a marketplace somewhere. But it didn't matter to me. It was a pocket game, and this was my first electronic gaming device that was mine. And I remember I played it a lot. And that was really like the first, other than my first gaming memory, which was playing on other people's things at school, this was my very own, and this was my first gaming memory in terms of having something I could play at home. So obviously I've done other videos where I explained before I got my Commodore 64, I used to go to arcades and spend bus fare that was given to me, because I would walk and then pump it in the arcade machines instead. Yeah, your nan doesn't know that. So yeah, you know, obviously there was this was the first thing I had that was mine, that I could play at home. And you know, a lot of people at this point probably had other things like Ataris and stuff, but I didn't, and I had this. So, but I was happy with that. And yeah, there was a lot of hours put into that. And I do remember that my brother got one as well at the same time, because my sister used to do a thing on both our birthdays where if it was your birthday, you got more presents, obviously, because it was your birthday. But so that we weren't left out, if I got, say, 5 or 6 presents for my birthday, my younger brother would get at least one thing. So that's how it worked. And then when it went to his birthday, same thing in reverse. So I remember he got one as well. I forget what his one was, but it was made by the same company, and his was blue, mine was white. His wasn't a space game, I don't think. I think it was some sort of speedboat game or something, if I remember right. But yeah, so, and that was the other good thing, because it then meant if we was bored with our one, we could swap and have a go on each other's ones, and that was good. So technically we had a choice, so that was good. And they used to run on little watch batteries. You know, like, have you ever seen a watch battery?
Yeah.
It's like a little tiny button sort of battery. You used to have 2 of them. You had to put 2 of them in the back of it. And the good thing with them was they didn't run out all that quickly. So, you know, they lasted for quite some time. Although it was a pain when they did run out, because then you had to try and get hold of them. And, you know, they're not the sort of thing you can find down your local shop. You had to go into town and get them. So sometimes there would be if it died, then I'd have to wait a week until my mum went shopping or whatever, and then we got a couple more batteries. So it was a bit frustrating from that point of view. You couldn't plug it into a wall or anything like that. So sometimes it did hinder your gameplay a little bit. So, but yeah. So what do you think of that? I mean, obviously, kind of did the video with me when we said about the LCD games and that was all new to you, wasn't it? When I was explaining that. Do you know that these things existed back then?
No.
No. So you know, like you've seen Tamagotchis, right?
What are they?
You know, like the little egg things where you've got to feed and look after a little animal.
Oh yeah, I think so.
You know what I'm on about? Like, they're like an LCD, and it's like
yeah.
it's, if you like, it's kind of like black and white. It's grey with the black characters. Well, that's basically what the pocket games were like. Same sort of idea.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's how it works. The screens look like that. So, yeah. So, you know, like I say, you had the Ataris out at the time, because they come out in the 70s. But, you know, other than that, really, I'm just trying to think what year the NES come out. Because I think the NES was around at this point, but I don't think it wasn't, I don't imagine it was very big at that point. Because I don't remember any of my friends having one. I know they had them later on, but so when you think about it, a lot of people didn't have gaming systems. A lot of people had these things like the Tony and the Grandstand and the pocket games before anything else.
Yeah.
You know, so, and then later on you would have had the Master Systems, the NES, things like that. So yeah, I certainly don't remember anyone I know having anything like that. I know that a couple of years down the line there was a friend of mine that had the Atari 2600. And that was the first time I ever saw one of them. Up to that point, I'd never seen one before. So, and he had the old Pong game as well that used to plug in the TV. You had like a little remote thing that you twisted and the bar would go up. It was kind of like tennis. Very simple. A white block for the ball and then 2 long bars.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So I remember somebody had one of them, but other than that, I don't remember any major game consoles around. Like most people didn't have these things. So this is really what people had. You know, like the grandstands, the Tonys, the pocket games, the Game and Watches, you know, all that sort of stuff. So, so this was my first sort of introductions to gaming. So before you get, you know, what we got now. So, you know. So, like I say, you guys, you don't know anything along them lines because you've only ever known, you know, DS's, Wii's. I mean, I've introduced you to older stuff now, haven't I?
Yeah.
But in terms of your early days of gaming, it was the DS, the Game Boy Advance, the Wii, all stuff that was much more advanced than what I had. So, yeah. So I like doing these with the boys because there's a lot of things that they learn from this. Like when I've done memories with Connor, there's been things I've mentioned that he wasn't even aware of. Like I said with the bus fare thing in the arcade. Yeah, and you thought that was funny anyway, didn't you? Because you was like, I knew you when you was telling the story that you would have spent that on something you shouldn't. So yeah, so it's nice to go over these things because also it's encouraging because you know kids need to know where gaming's come from over the years. You know, like it's an important part of history, and it's important that you boys know that. So right, okay. Anything else you want to add?
No.
No. Right, okay. Well, we'll wrap that one up there then. Right. If you have enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe. And also hit that notification bell so that you're made aware of all our future videos and live streams. And also, while you're doing that, comment as well. It helps us get our video out to people. The more people comment, the more it gets shared around, etc. on YouTube. And also, you know, we enjoy reading the comments and I do always respond to them. So it might take me a while sometimes, but I do always respond. So all there is left to say really is...
Take care.
Stay safe.
Nerdy Geezer out.